Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the fun show here at Big TV. We are happily wishing you a happy Hanukkah. And
Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
Please go away.
We also remark on the fact that, believe it or not, this is the 74th anniversary of Pearl Harbor today, December 7th, one date that may never be forgotten in American history.
Lord, and pass the ammunition.
The Lord, and pass the ammunition. As Michael Sallin brings you the Veterans of Music Request Hour at
Their
Big
request
TV.
is get off the piano, play the harmonica or something.
So this is Michael Sallin behind the Kira keyboard.
The Kira keyboard.
I'm Arch
Oh,
O'Reilly.
my goodness.
And sitting between us is our two-headed co-host. This is Kira and Olive Miner.
Hello,
There we are.
everybody.
Hello,
Yes.
Ball Olive.
Yes, Olive is chewing.
Yep, this will keep her happy.
This will-
And we'll see how she does for half an hour, everybody.
Yes. Her head pops up every once in a while. There we are. We're getting a zoom.
Yeah,
We're getting a look
there's
at her
Olive.
as we come along.
She doesn't look like a werewolf, so I guess she's all right.
A
yeah.
werewolf.
No, she looks like a teddy bear.
She's
Or an Ewok.
An Ewok.
An
Ewok.
Ewok.
A
That's what my
very,
fiance
a very
says.
friendly-looking
All
Ewok.
right, okay.
Anyway, so this is in fact the anniversary of Pearl Harbor,
Right.
something to always be remembered. And we had, in the midst of, let's face it, some pretty grim news for the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yes, we have.
The least grim being the Patriots losing 2 games in a row. Did you see? You know why we lost this game? Did you see who the owner of the Patriots had in his box with
Yeah.
him during this game?
It's somebody, I can't remember the name. but-
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
One of my favorite Americans now that he
So
became
it
a
was very
citizen.
fitting
Yeah.
that they blew the game with Rupert Murdoch as a guest.
Yeah. Well, he knew about the game too. He knows football.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch, who's
Probably betting against
who's
the
about
Pats
as
too.
great an American as Donald Trump.
that puts it in context.
Actually, he's not an American, just for the point. He's the media mogul, who
Yes.
owns all the things.
Like
Still
Virgin
I think he
Airlines,
still
right?
owns the Herald though, secretly.
he does
so-
own. It's not
yeah.
secretly.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Anyway, speaking of Herr Trump, a recent poll
Yes.
has indicated that 58% of Americans state that Donald Trump is destroying the Republican Party.
All right, we needed
Which-
that to take
so
place. Good,
I
Donald.
thought
Good
that
work.
was nice. And on another note,
Why would they say something like that? He gets what? He's always getting 30% in the polls.
of likely Republican primary voters.
But they never tell us. Nobody ever uses that as a bridge for whatever they're going to say.
No, they sort of tend to think it's of Americans, which is ridiculous,
and
right?
since the Democrats are doing a heck of a lot as far as advertising, so people begin to think after a while that they hear this nonsense every day.
Well, this is an interesting observation on
Yeah.
your part, Michael, because the fact of the matter is that Hillary has run quite a few ads,
And she's up to 40
and Donald
something.
Trump has run none. Not one.
No, well, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't.
He
have
doesn't
to.
because he's getting all this free publicity.
Okay, that's-
Because he knows how to milk the system.
He's running a campaign on Twitter, and he's the only person who's hard put to come up with 140 characters
But
on
is
any
he
subject.
influencing Democrats who are sitting on the fence? That's the question.
In what way?
And what makes you think they're Democrats sitting on the fence?
Well, they may. I'm saying I
Yeah,
don't go in the
right.
voting booth with them, and you don't. So we don't know where they are on these things. Maybe they are more militant about all this stuff. We haven't brought up this this thing about what do they call them? Muslims that are radicalized or something?
Well, the Herr Trump
Yeah.
has now come out to not allow any Muslims to emigrate to the United States
Okay.
at all, no matter who or where or from where, which is his simplistic thing. He also wants to go after the wives of terrorists because they know something.
They
know something.
They do know something.
You know,
Well,
what a.
Well,
I'm
women
sorry.
know a lot.
I can't use the word what he is, but
No, you can't.
in any case, one thing that's moved from west to east that we would just as soon not have moved from west to east was Chipotle Grill's E. coli present for the season for
I had
Americans.
Chipotle earlier this week, and I'm terrified.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, you'd already be sick.
Okay, thank you.
This E. coli
Okay.
will get you before you can get home
Okay.
from the place. But now,
earlier
it
this week,
and actually
late last week.
hasn't been proven actually that it was Chipotle.
But,
But everybody who got sick had just eaten at Chipotle. But
Definitely not a good sign.
52 of these stores out in the West have said that they have people who complain.
yeah. Well, the one in Brookline
Scary.
is now closed down and is being systematically cleaned.
Cleaned.
The funny thing is, you don't have to clean it. We're not talking Legionnaire's disease or something. It's in the food. It's
Yeah.
not on the countertops or stuff.
But they don't like
need
to
the
say that.
symbolism.
No. Yeah.
But it's a good show to show a big
Exactly.
cleaning. But I have an interest. You remember what we used to refer to as Montezuma's Revenge?
Yes.
Well, this is the new Montezuma's Revenge, right?
Okay.
Montezuma is rising up in reaction to Donald Trump and spreading poisoned Mexican food across the United States.
Montezuma
Karma.
has been on some of those travel boats too. The big ships that take people on trips.
The cruises.
Montezuma's Revenge.
Or
has
was it
appeared.
Legionnaires?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't like Chipotle. What is it, anyways? I
You don't like it,
It's-
but you
it's-
want to know what it is.
It's Mexican food
Yes,
in the same way that chop suey is Chinese food.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Or,
And it's
or-
not even really
or-
Mexican. It's Mexican style. It doesn't taste anything like Mexican food.
Or in the same way that Olive Garden is Italian food.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
But they usually, I mean, aside from what's going on right now, their ingredients it appears fresh. So it's really unfortunate
what
what's
are the
happening.
ingredients? Tomatoes?
Tomatoes,
peppers?
lettuce, rice, cilantro, cheese,
And then what do they
sour
do
cream.
with it? Put it into some kind of a roll or something? Or do you-
Yep.
I really wouldn't know. I've never been there.
A roll up.
If I want
You said
that-
you had Chipotle.
No, I've never been there. If I wanted to have, she said she'd had it.
I had it.
Well, what do they do with it?
I know we look
I eat it in a
alike.
bowl. We do, don't
eat it
we?
in a bowl,
You
okay.
eat in a bowl, and if you don't want it in a bowl, you can have it
If
like
I
in a
want that
burrito or
kind of
taco
food,
style.
I'll go to Anna's. You know,
Yeah, Anna's is
and
okay.
we'll
yeah.
feel good about
We
it.
went there 4
I
years ago.
seem to have lost
5
the
years
clipping that I was going
ago.
to
Yeah,
bring
you
in
did
here.
it. You left it? Or
What was the clipping?
I don't know. Was that the one about the government? There was something there that you wanted to...
It was an interesting clipping, but
Well, anyways, you don't have to worry about the USS America, or the USS United States. People are putting money into it, some wealthy people, and they're going to turn it into a hotel somewhere. We don't know yet.
Remember when they used to save these things by school kids giving their pennies and things
Yeah,
like that?
I do. That frigate that we had out in the harbor there that's being remodeled and renovated.
Are you speaking about old Ironsides,
Oh, of
the
course.
USS Constitution,
Yes.
that old frigate we had in the harbor?
Yeah, they were selling a built model altogether in the New York Times, which is a good-looking model.
Really?
Yeah.
How much were they asking?
I thought it was about 500,
Oh, okay.
but I mean it was about this big.
Probably well worth it.
Yeah,
I don't have $500 for that.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it was well worth it, but I didn't buy it. Okay.
Settle down, Olive. You're upstaging us.
What is it? All at once.
She's biting at my face.
Olive, you either settle down or you have to read Cecily in the play.
Here are some ways
Here, eat this. Stop biting my face.
for your high school seniors to succeed on the ACT and the new SAT. You could read these steps.
Okay.
They're-
Wait, here, why don't I just do it right now?
Oh, yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. Question triage to save time. Focus on your weaknesses. Speed matters a lot. Building vocabulary takes time. Learn the rules of grammar. Answer every question. Rest your body and mind. Fuel and refuel on test day. Practice makes perfect. That was it. Practice
That's it.
makes perfect.
Those are
Practice
all the-
makes perfect.
That is the most generic and unspecific
Yes.
and useless advice I have ever heard in my life.
That's their headlines. Maybe if
When-
you read
when you-
into it a
when
little
you took
more,
an
there'd be more
exam,
substance.
Somebody got paid to write this?
Well, there it is, yeah.
No. This is classic. This is almost like an 18th century paper. Did you notice the byline on this?
Yes.
The
What is it?
byline, Axiom Learning.
Okay.
It's written as if it was somebody's name.
Okay.
You know somebody's name is not Axiom
Correct.
Learning.
Okay.
AxiomLearning.com.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Schedule your free diagnostic. This is an ad.
Of course it is,
You
but
had me reading an ad?
yes, no, but just the things you should do when you take the test.
They didn't want to
It's-
give you anything useful for free.
No.
Now, one of the things that a lot of kids don't realize, maybe they do, maybe the teachers tell them, but to go through the whole thing and when you first get it, then see what looks the hardest for you and to circle stuff and come back to do the easy stuff and then come back to the hard ones. Is that what you did? I did that.
No,
No?
I probably should have,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I just started at the beginning and did them all.
Yep. Same.
Well, I did
have
what
trouble
I'm
going back
suggesting to you
afterwards.
because when I had come back in the service, my reading skills were modest, to say the least. And I was trying to catch up.
Your drill
So
instructor had.
I talked to some of the guys, and they said to try to do this, and they mentioned
Yeah.
this kind of a routine.
No, that's probably smart, and it probably would have helped me on math exams
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I would get stuck on a problem here or there. Turned out that what I was slow, you know.
That's
But
me.
on other exams, it would have taken me too long
See,
to
they were saying-
figure out what was hard and what
Yeah,
wasn't.
well, okay, the kids today, that's another story. I hope they're getting all this advice. What do you think of these ads that come through the on the top there, online? Show them to her also.
What does it say?
You see that?
How bad are these bad ads?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You know,
I have no idea what they are, and I don't have time to figure it
All
out.
right, there's a Monsignor Richard Albert.
I think we're
was
moving
reading
on
this.
already. You
I was
know.
reading one of these funeral items in the New York Times, and his name Monsignor Richard Albert, 69, fought for the poor in Jamaica. When he finished this program at this school he was going to, this seminary, they asked him where he'd like to go, and he wrote down Jamaica because he came from Jamaica Plain. He sent him to Jamaica, to islands. That's why.
That's funny.
You mean he meant Jamaica Plain?
Yeah, he meant Jamaica Plain. He hoped to get a church there. But he did everything. He helped to set up hospitals and schools and a leprosy site and everything under the sun he did when he was there. And he actually got a Peace Foundation prize and a lot of stuff that I thought was great.
So one of
Nice.
these days, maybe he'll be a saint.
I hope so. I'd say from reading that
Somebody's
thing.
due to be a saint.
Well, actually, here's the funny,
Yeah.
somewhat bizarre news of today. Remember when Michael Jackson said he had a child,
Yes.
and he named the child Prince Michael?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kanye West has named his son today.
Okay.
And remember what he named his daughter?
Northwest.
North. He's named his son
South.
Saint.
Saint
Saint West.
Saint West.
West.
Prince isn't good enough.
No.
He's
Wow.
named his son Saint.
Saint.
Okay.
Somehow the image of
Interesting.
Kim Kardashian giving birth to a saint is a little hard to quite grasp
That was pretty funny.
as a Catholic schoolboy, but nonetheless.
Playtime.
Modesty
All right.
does not exist in that family
No.
at
No.
all.
It shouldn't
on
anyway.
things. All right, ladies
How
and
would we be
gentlemen,
entertained?
enough palaver. We have now come to the part of the program where, contrary to the fare that you are accustomed to, we're actually going to do a genuine play inspired by a gentleman named Anton Chekhov and his play, The Marriage Proposal. And this does come out of the vault. It was done before.
A long time before.
You're going to have to cooperate because this play was written with stage directions, with comings and goings and props and such. So you're just going to have to fill them in yourself. And here we are, The Marriage Proposal.
Which in Chekhov's play takes place naturally in Russia, or some people in Congress would call it Russia.
And some people, unfortunately,
that
no
are there
longer
are all-
in Congress
are
would
all
say they could see it from their back
communists,
porch.
You know, like,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, okay, and
right.
anyways.
This is
So
set
what-
in the West.
So
That was what we're trying to say here.
What we have is two Western cattlemen, landowners from adjoining property, and one of theirs winsome, young, slightly overcooked daughter.
And the young
funny.
guy likes the daughter, and the daughter.
That'll come.
wants
Let's
it- okay.
do the show. All right.
Okay.
It's going to take us a bit, too.
All right, action. No, I won't sell. I said it last week, and I'll say it next month. That land is not for sale.
Mr. Rasp, it's Luke, your neighbor next door. You remember we lived a mile down the road from you for about 50 years.
Oh, it's you. Well, what the Sam Hill are you all dressed up for? The carnival doesn't come until next May, and we ain't having a church social till next month.
I'm afraid you're a bit confused, Mr. Rasp.
Likely so. My memory seems to be failing like mine. Father named me Remington because he hated me.
But you were only a tiny infant.
That's true. How would you like to be stuck with my moniker? Remington Rasp. Do I look like a character from some Charles Dickens book?
I want to marry Cecily.
Well, you're direct, Luke. Should have guessed it from your new suit. If your folks were still alive, they wouldn't be too happy the way you turned out. Never saw a more shifty-eyed, sickly, undersized milquetoast than you.
I resent that. What about Cecily?
If you had any blood in your veins, you'd punch me in the nose. Cecily speaks for Cecily.
You're a mean, vicious jackass.
Thanks. I take that as a compliment, young man.
Would you like something to drink, Luke?
Oh, hello, Cecily. I came to see your father to ask him.
Give the sidewinder a slug of that good corn liquor or the sideboard, Cecily.
Water, Cecily, please.
And a shot of that poison would straighten you out, Luke, you know.
He does have that circulation condition.
No, it's my heart.
Always dying, the damn hypochondriac.
You cut that out, Remington.
What was all the yelling about?
I thought it was that rancher up on our northern boundary. Can't see that well. He's been trying to buy a strip on the dry creek for his herd.
You can't sell that piece of
Why
property.
not?
Because I own it.
He's only trying to provoke you, Daddy.
He's doing a mighty good job.
I honestly don't know what's gotten into both of you, but I got a deed for it.
You know that your father and I have been sharing that strip for as long as I can remember.
My daddy filed on it before he died.
That's the most sickening thing I've ever heard.
Before this gets out of hand, I've come to ask you to be...
The father and the son. No account swindlers. Sweet talking us and doing that behind our backs.
I can't believe what I'm hearing today.
Oh, Cecily, before I collapse, please listen to me.
If I still had any strength, by God, I'd toss the snake out on his rump.
I'm feeling lightheaded.
You never finished the sentence, Luke.
He's a lying, thieving, double-talking charlatan. It's all twaddle anyway.
But it must be important if he's wearing a new suit.
Whatever happens to me, it's on your head. If I don't leave this charnel house, I shall perish.
I'm glad he's gone.
Well, it's about time for him to go outside.
Did he say anything about me that I should know, Daddy?
Something about wanting to marry you.
After all these years of waiting for him to propose, you start an argument with him?
You dislike him as much as I do.
Yes, Daddy. But how many men are there in this godforsaken wilderness near enough to propose?
Darling, you don't even know how much a man he is. I don't know for you. I want him to be the father, if that's possible, of my grandchildren.
You'll never learn the answers unless you bring him back and leave us for a few hours.
At least he can ride a horse. All right, I'll throw out my lariat and pull the varmint back in here. Luke, come on back. I'm sorry, it was all a mistake. I say yes. Why, yes. You big galoot, so go ahead and put the question to her. I have to leave for a couple of hours, and I'm going out right now.
What's going on, Luke, that I should...
Cecily, we've been apart too long. Will you marry me?
Why, you've never even kissed me.
Well,
Actions speak louder than words.
Let's have... Oh, yeah,
Well,
let's have a drink.
Cecily.
But your medical problems, Luke.
To hell with them. I love you, Cecily. I always have.
But you waited so long, dearest. We could have done so much together.
It was always the ranch. It was so busy, like your father. And I was so stupid.
Let's go outside.
Do you think that's wise?
Daddy has gone out and won't return for 2 hours.
Yes, let's.
You're so different, and I'm a passionate woman, Lucius.
I've been dreaming about being alone with you for years.
Then we've got a lot to make up for.
Why do we have to go outside?
I don't...
Come on. Don't.
I'm not going to be able to stop laughing. Hold on.
Cecily, why are you laughing at me? I just proposed.
Oh,
I don't think you take me seriously.
Oh, no more
Outside is
waiting.
upstairs.
No more waiting. A justice of the peace next week.
The sooner the better. Will it suit Daddy Rat?
Daddy only wants to see us married.
I will find out. I'm coming in here if this guy. See what he's made of. I really don't like the Sidewinder, but I'm not going to sleep with him. Still, he's got a big spread and can take good care of Cecily. She'll likely fix up that house of his and buy plenty of new clothes, and he'll give her his mom's jewelry. By God, I'll miss her. Who will I talk to? You'll listen to me. Who'll listen to me? Who can even understand? Face it, you'll be damn lonesome. That's me. But if she has a big family and she couldn't stand all that noise, yes, Luke is calm and controlled. He might even get to like the lad.
He's a beast. Keep him away from me.
Please, Cecily, please.
There's the blood in that beast, I think. Hold on, Luke. What's he done to you, Cecily?
He bit me, Daddy, and he hurt me.
He sure fooled me. Mistreating my little gal, is it? I got a gun here, and I'm taking it out of the drawer while we're talking. Well, start counting, you miserable whelp.
How dare you, Rasp? I love this woman, even if she is your daughter.
Protect me, Daddy.
Most certainly, child. Skedaddle, Luke. And get your butt out of my house, you hear?
He's a brute. God, how could you?
I'm truly sorry, Cecily. Please believe me.
You don't mean that, you savage.
But I love you, Cecily. You must.
Get your ornery body out of sight before I put a hole in you.
Careful, Daddy. It's Luke's future you're aiming at.
Yeah, I'm aiming at his crotch, all right? Okay.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
So you finally learned the truth about the skunk.
I only know I love him, Daddy.
Well, I guess that's something.
Cecily, try to forgive me.
Consonant, Cecily. It was your idea to test them out.
Some daddy you are.
I'm getting more respect for that young man by the minute. I smell liquor on his breath, by gum. Don't that beat all? Underneath that new suit there, there's
More than you can imagine.
yikes.
Please, Cecily, I need you. I'll die without you.
Positively amazing. What must have gone on out there or up there just goes to show.
We were discussing the wedding when.
Cecily, please, for me, come in and I'll make it all up to you.
The dowry, that started all the fighting, right?
You never did say what your wedding gift would be, Daddy.
Oh, so that's it, is it? You know, I'm a generous father.
And I'm your only daughter.
I don't feel well, Cecily. I think I'm going to faint.
1,000 head in the North Fields for grazing and money, darling.
What about the will? I've never seen it, Daddy.
You're a man. Your man could be fatally ill, and here's my girl trying to know what's coming to her after the ceremony.
There's your grandchildren to think of. You always taught me to be practical.
I'm on the floor already, Cecily. I'm begging for you.
You can't marry a corpse. Let's leave that alone while he's still breathing. Yes, my dear daughter, you'll be getting it all and more. And I'm going to help you over to...
God,
how you
Remington.
doing, Luke? Okay.
My past was passing before my eyes. It was nearly the end.
Taste this, my sweet. It will revive you.
I think you're right, Cecily. I'm feeling better.
For someone at the end of his tether, he's recovering nicely.
I was just seeing your beautiful daughter's face again, and life returned to my body.
A good match. So we shall set the date, Lucius, eh?
It's next Saturday evening. That's as soon as the pastor can perform the ceremony. You know, Daddy, I always keep track of the church calendar.
Cecily is truly the best medicine.
I'll drink to that and to both of you. And now perhaps you should be giving some thought to naming your firstborn.
Oh, we promise we'll consult you, Father.
Blackout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We're done. Time is up.
Once again, the Unrehearsed Thespian Society is not an empty title. And perhaps when we do Chekhov, we should actually rehearse.
I think we held our own.
We did.
I'm not sure why you had that laughing fit in the middle of the play, though. I mean,
I'm
next
terribly,
time, can
I'm
you
ter-
try to hold it together
I'm
a little
terribly
bit more?
sorry about that.
Thank
yes,
you,
yes.
thank you. I needed that apology.
It was highly unprofessional.
I thought
of
the
me.
dog was doing something to, I don't know what, but I don't know.
Tickling her neck.
I didn't want to say that.
No,
but
no, she wasn't. I was just laughing
anyways,
at the lines
it was
in the play.
delightful.
She was
Hearing you
laughing at the
laugh like
words
that.
that she refused to say and was rewriting
well-
as she went
Well,
on.
there's another
So,
article
thanks.
here about don't let kids play football, because the more times they get hit in the head, the more times their brain
We're out of
has
time.
trouble. Okay? That's
It's
what he
probably
said.
true, and in fact,
Stop eating the
football
microphone.
probably will be gone inside of 20 years.
Are we going to
Okay.
sing our song to Irene quickly?
Turn it down, please.
Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Irene, good night.
Irene, good night. We'll see you in our dreams. Good night, Irene. Good night, everybody, from the Fun Show here
One of our-
at Big TV, Brookline
Okay.
Interactive Group. We will be back next week.
And we'll study
Same
the
time,
script
same
next
schedule.
week. Okay.
Don't lie
So
to them.
get your Christmas shopping done, and we'll see you then.
Bye.